everything's nice and green. We've had an abundance of rain. I think a lot of people have. I'm headed over to one of our pastures. I'm going to lock the cows and calves on the back side of the property. Today we are going to be fertilizing our hayfield and a couple of our pastures. So we're going to be putting out chicken litter, the spreader trucks. Eric's getting the spreader truck running right now. There's some guys that are cleaning out the centers of some chicken houses, and we're going to get some of that litter. And in between rainstorms, hopefully get it spread out to make things even greener. Our hayfield is right back over there. We'll go check on it in just a minute. We got about a ½ inch of rain last night, but I think we're still gonna be able to run on it this morning. We're also gonna go in this pasture here that needs bush hogging, but you know, there's only so many hours in a day. On the back side of this pasture, go down, there's a creek and kind of some bottoms, and then we've got 20 acres that a few years ago we cleaned up, fenced it in, did all that stuff. So I'm trying to get them all on that part of the pasture, and we can just leave this gate open at the front and come in and out spreading litter. We need to do a little spraying too, but we usually keep a we need to list pretty long this time of year. We're probably about 2 weeks away from cutting hay on our other hay field. This will be our second cutting of hay, but the first of the summer grass. See that a lot of that ryegrass has started dying off. Here it is, middle of June. It's getting warmer and warmer. Woo, woo, woo. Everybody's in the shade. Woo, 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 woo. See, we need to wean her. Our plan was actually to start doing some weaning today, but this litter came available and we had to shift gears a little bit. This is the back 20 that I was talking about. So a few weeks ago, it was just solid green with ryegrass. Now that ryegrass is dying, we got some Bermuda coming up, but we've also got weeds popping up. Let's see if the cows will come on. Woo, woo, woo. I brought a bag of motivation. The girls kept knocking my camera. These look like they need another round of fly spray. We got a handful in there that we're going to be weaning hopefully this week. And so we're going to try to get them all fly sprayed then. So I think that's everybody. I'm gonna close this gate up and then we'll be able to spread litter on this whole pasture up here. I don't know if we're gonna put any litter back here or not. We fertilized it early spring, but I guess we'll see how much we got. Looks like they've spread a load, at least one load already. So this is the hayfield we cut it, I'm gonna say 3 weeks ago. It was before Memorial Day. This is the field that people guessed how many bales we had on it. I checked on it last week, and this Johnson grass has taken off since we were here. There's a good bit of Bermuda underneath there though. That Johnson grass has really taken off. We were actually looking yesterday at spraying this. We hooked the sprayer up. When we checked earlier in the day, there was like a 30% chance of rain around 9 o'clock last night. And so yesterday afternoon, we're gonna come over here. We unhooked the bush hog, got the sprayer hooked up, got the spray mixed up, got the water in the tank, did everything. Well, let's check the weather one more time. And then it started showing like 95% chance of thunderstorms at like 6 p.m. yesterday. So we had to call an abort mission, and we didn't get to spray it. Our next chance for spraying it looks like it's in about 3 or 4 days. Every day this week they're calling for more rain. It'll be great for the fertilizer, but hopefully we can get all this Johnson grass and everything sprayed before it gets much taller. And also, now that we're getting litter on it, last thing we want to do is fertilizing stuff we don't want. But we should be able to spray it this week, get that knocked out, let that fertilizer kicking in, and hopefully that Bermuda, and there's also some crabgrass in there. Hopefully those can kind of take off, and then we'll be able to cut that, you know, in about a month or so. Eric's loaded up. Looks like he's having some trouble getting the tarp to push up. It's got some chicken litter on it. You going to Meemaw's?
Do what?
You going to Meemaw's?
I've been at Max. You want me to go to Meemaw's?
No, it doesn't matter.
How is it looking on the hayfield?
What's that?
How's it looking on the hayfield?
Looks good.
They're not.
I just run over and check out. They're not rutting it up or anything.
They're not. It's pretty soft at Max.
Is it?
And I probably can get 3 or 4 loads out, but.
Okay. I just talked with David. I was checking with him. They've got 3 trucks running right now, and I think they're going to kind of hold there. Game plan is to get about 10 or 12 loads out of each one of these houses. These are actually Eric's aunt's houses, but they're right beside us. But somebody came in and rolled the litter over, and so they're just going through and getting some of that, peeling off litter out of the center. Not doing a full clean out, but just trying to clean out the centers. Cut down on how much litter is in each house. But it's good timing for us because our hayfield needs fertilizing, other pastures need it as well. I was checking out the weather on my phone. It's showing a pretty good chance of storms around like 5 p.m. today. The wind's blowing about 10 miles an hour, so not a good day for spraying. The next couple days, pretty good chance of rain. I think we've got probably 3 days in a row. So I think what I'm gonna do is unhook our sprayer, put our bush hog back on that we just unhooked yesterday, and go bush hog some of these pastures, clean them up a little bit, make them look a little bit better. I'm gonna go start on our pasture that we've got our registered heifers in. So we'll go see how they're doing and see if we can't knock some of that grass down. I'm curious, in watching, on social media and stuff, a lot of people will call this a brush hog. It's 15-foot bat wing. I call it a bush hog, but I'm curious. Let me know what you call it and where you're from, because all I've ever heard growing up around here was bush hog, but through social media and you see people in other areas, they say brush hog. So let me know. Just looking for that cup. That was my cup from yesterday. It's my wife's cup actually, and I couldn't figure out where I left it. Well, as soon as I got the bush hog hooked up, they called and said, yeah, come on, let's spread some litter. So we got 2 trucks in rotation now, 2 of our trucks, and then they've also got 2 trucks running, trying to stay ahead of the rain and get this job done. They're behind on jobs as it is. So Eric swapped trucks. I'm gonna head to the pasture, do a little spreading. Toasty in the spreader truck. I'm gonna turn the air on. Much better. I think Eric's put 4 loads out here already, maybe. You can see the ground is a little bit wet. tarp's seen better days. But hopefully it's got a few more days left. Eric said he's been running parallel to the road, so I'm gonna come out this way. And then he's also run a strip or two down the driveway. I'm trying to get by with just leaving the gate open. Part of this pasture has some hills on it, not steep, but we won't be able to run on everything here. But hopefully we can get most everything covered. Made out pretty good with that first load. That was the third load that was spreading that pasture, but the first one I did. And got down on the hills a little bit. There's one spot that was a little slick, but managed to get in and out without getting stuck. I was sure hoping I didn't have to call Eric after one load to come pull me out. So I think that house is mostly done. I don't know how much is left in this house. And there's 2 more houses here. But the goal is to get about 10 to 12 loads out of each house. It's time to tarp this load and let's go spread it. Second load spread and did a pit stop by the store. Grab some pizzas. Hope we're not going to overheat before we get back. bays back to the house, which is right near the farm where we're getting the litter from, and just added some water to it. I think we're back in business. Eric came by, he's spreading some litter also. I can see him in just a second. Having fun?
Are you trying to find the best looking farmer today?
Still trying.
Hey, I don't miss this.
Me either. All the cows came out when Eric started spreading litter. I like to munch on it a little bit sometimes. Got lots of babies in this pasture. It's pretty windy today, which is good and bad. We don't have air in these trucks, so it keeps a little airflow, and then sometimes it blows the litter away from you, sometimes it blows it to you. Wind up eating a little bit. Again, Eric topped off. Just finished up some lunch, and it's about 1:45. Last I saw on the weather forecast was rain coming in. It's like a 90% chance around 5 p.m. today. I think they've got about 15 loads on our hay field. I've put 4 loads in the one pasture. I'm gonna take one more back, and then Eric is spreading on another pasture. I'm not sure how many loads he's put out, but probably gonna be roughly 40 loads today. Hopefully we can get it all out before the rain comes.
Hey guys, I was going to take a second to explain to you right there what you saw. That's some friends of ours, Danny Bailey and David Kidd. We get them to do all of our cleaning out. They do a fantastic job. Wouldn't recommend anybody else. They're pretty phenomenal. I thought that was something on me. That's a spider web back there. That bucket that they're using actually has hydraulic cylinders, so they raise it up to height, and then they hit an auxiliary switch on their joystick, and it tilts that bucket forward. That's a smooth little trick. I've hauled a lot of chicken litter in my life. A buddy and I, Nathan and I, used to haul on spreader trucks, and we did a lot on tractor trailers. They didn't have buckets like that when we were running. I wish they would have. It'd been a lot easier loading that conveyor. It saves a lot on those tilt cylinders on skid steers. That's a pretty neat little deal. most of you probably haven't seen. I know it's kind of new to me. You can get your load about the way you want it with the bucket tilted up, and then you just shift left or right and push that litter to each end. It makes quick work of it. So I better quit rambling and shut the gate before these cows come out behind me. They have just found this chicken litter, so they need to get done. They're behind on jobs, so we're actually running 2 of our trucks. They're running 2 of theirs. So with 4 trucks, we got 3 close hauls and 1 that's I've been hauling. Now Ben's hauling. It's probably 5 miles one way. So I'll jump back in. We're trying to knock this out in a day, taking the kids to a Braves game later today, and Dave and Danny need to go to another job. So let's go get some litter hauled. Beautiful day.
We've still got a few loads that need to be hauled, but I've got to go through and check on the birds. I'm gonna go change real quick, check everything. Got the spreader truck parked in one barn and my truck's up at the other chicken houses. So trying to get everything in one spot before the storm hits. Don't think we're gonna finish today. I didn't quite make it. I got everything checked out. Came back in the truck, get another load, and here we are. It's raining pretty good. There's a pretty good line of storms coming, so I don't know if we'll get another load out, but we'll see what they want to try to do real quick. Yep, that's a wrap. We like probably 2 or 3 loads in that last house, but it ain't happening today. I need 2 sets of windshield wipers, 1 inside and 1 out.